You love that.
Nice to meet a White House not controlled by the Russians. Do you think the Senate investigation of Russian hacking of the election, yeah, you're on the committee, right? You're the Judiciary Committee?
I'm the ranking member along with my chairman, Lindsey Graham.
Okay, so do you think that investigation, you're starting it now?
We've started it.
Will yield actionable results? I would like to add a question to that. Are the Republicans helping at all?
They are. Lindsey's being terrific.
Really?
Yep. We had a really good first hearing, and we still have some documents that we are waiting for and some explanations from the FBI. And he's indicated that if we don't get what we want, he's prepared to go the subpoena route. And I think we'll have support from our full committee level Chairman Grassley and Ranking Member Feinstein. So we're on our way. We've got the next hearing is going to be on.
So the best Republicans are Lindsey and McCain, right? And they're always.
Well, they're friends of mine, and I think they're terrific.
And they're certainly friends of each other.
They are. Yeah.
No, they are. I mean, they do
truly.
everything in lockstep. I mean, you cannot separate them.
If I'm not mistaken, John has called Lindsey his idiot bastard son. But he obviously means it in the nicest possible way.
Yeah,
they're true friends.
That's
a great Senate friendship.
That's an S&M thing, Senator.
I don't think so.
I don't want to get into that.
No.
Don't even go there.
No.
Don't get into what those two call each other. Barney, do you think Trump will be successful in dismantling Dodd-Frank?
No, they've already given up on much of that. Again, I think he's going to be much less successful across the board. And one of the things that Sheldon just indicated, the Republican independence from him, they were intimidated by, I agree, the solidarity for him in the Republican ranks, but he's pushing them to where they can't go. Like Chuck Grassley is no rebel, but he said he won't have a hearing to confirm the Deputy Attorney General, who'll be the only Attorney General we'll have as long as Sessions has to recuse himself. And I think, no, he's going to, his two top appointees in this have just said they accept basically what we did with regard to derivatives. If they do go after the Consumer Bureau, I mean, I love Elizabeth Warren. I think she's great, but I don't know if she deserves the great favor they will do for her by letting her become a national leader in defending the Consumer Bureau. So I think they will make very little headway there, and they've already given up on some of the big parts of it.
Who is going to be the Democratic candidate in 2020? We cannot fuck this up. And we also can't live under the illusion that the electorate is going to go for somebody who isn't charismatic, okay, and a great salesman. You can't, Hillary Clinton proved you can be completely competent. You can't win an election with, I know I'm not that great, but this guy's
Bill,
nuts.
first of all, I want to say, you have overdone this, how terrible it was, and this great, mighty Trump. It was the narrowest victory in American history.
And still a victory, bro.
Yeah, but a very narrow one. And since then, he has alienated a lot of people. I don't know what world you guys live in where you think he's so triumphant. Even the Wall Street Journal.
The world where he's president every day?
But
that totally is the world I live in.
No, but that's not. No, you're living in a world in which he's not just the president, but he's a politically successful and mighty president, and it's the other way around. He's losing popularity. He's not getting anything done. Of course, I wish he wasn't president. I worked very hard to try and stop him. But you got to estimate where we are. To answer your question, by the way, it has never, this far ahead of a presidential election, been able to predict who the non-incumbent candidate of either party would be.
I know.
I'm looking around, scouring the landscape, and I see nothing. I mean, I really would like.
And you would have seen Barack Obama at this point?
Yes, I would have seen Barack Obama.
No, you
at this
wouldn't.
point.
I'll tell you.
I actually predicted it at this point.
At what year?
2007.
Really?
Yeah, but he won the year after, not 3 years before.
Okay.
We're in 2000.
When he
we're in
gave his speech,
2005.
when he gave his speech,
boys.
Barney. He gave his speech, his famous speech in 2004. We could see him rising.
I know a guy.
Please.
I think the people in this state do too.
We say that in Rhode Island, by the way.
Gavin Newsom. We got a guy. We got a guy named Gavin Newsom. This guy should be president. He can win. He's going to be governor in 2018, and I know that's a short time just to be governor before you run. I don't give a fuck. His slogan should be, "Hello, I must be going." Nice to stop by, California, but I got other things to do.
I don't think that's going to win back Ohio and Pennsylvania and the key states that you need to get back. And look, I'd love there to be a real candidate.
Then who?
I just don't see it.
But
we gotta get...
you guys...
Too early to tell. Let's get a Democratic speaker in the House in 2018.
Yes,
this is not a game.
That we can
You guys
do
are
now.
playing...
That's another thing here.
Andrew,
Who do we have? We
we can
have
do
Nancy
now.
Pelosi still there.
It's not a popularity contest for her. It's going to be races in the key districts that go one way
Andrew,
or the other. And we have the chance to win those, and any of them will help stop this
I have
madness.
no vested interest. I just look at the Democratic Party, and I think it's pretty pathetic. I think the way it stood up to Trump has been rather sad.
That is nonsense.
And I don't...
And when it's standing up to Trump, by the way, if you look at the votes in the Senate on confirmation on the cabinet, you have the highest percentage of no votes of any set of cabinet nominees in history because the Democrats have been so overwhelmingly, in some cases unanimously, against them. They're frustrating them on health care. This pessimism and this fear, you talk about, oh, liberals cry. You guys are cowering before a guy who's a paper tiger. He got elected, but he has been very ineffective and generated an awful lot of
And what about
opposition.
after he starts the war with North Korea? How powerful will he be then? Because once the war starts, you know, presidents seem to be able to get whatever they want.
I don't believe he's going to start a war with
I hope
Let's say a
By the way,
terrorist...
George Bush
He'd have to be
started-
crazy to do that.
George Bush started a war with Iraq, and it didn't work out very well for the Republican Party.
He got re-elected handily.
Right.
And
exactly.
All you
Party
need
lost
is
bigly.
all you need, and he's almost asking
by the way,
for
I
it.
tried to stop
Just a
him.
second, Barney.
I don't want him to get elected.
Let me finish.
Boys.
I was trying to get you to be calmer the way you said before.
Senator Whitehouse, will you vote to, will you vote
Anything to stop that
will
side,
you
right?
vote to confirm Neil Gorsuch?
I want to hear him out first. That's
wrong-
not...
wrong answer.
No, wait a
Wrong
minute.
answer.
There's...
They stole that pick.
Yep.
Unless the guy's name is Merrick Garland, I don't want to hear anything else.
No, the issue...
They can't. You can't.
The issue that we need to address is what the Republicans do when they get 5 justices on the Supreme Court, and they go on a bender.
Well, that's
They
one
do
issue.
Shelby County. They
But the
do
other
Citizens
issue-
United.
the other
they
issue
do Heller. On
is-
and on and
is
on.
they
That's what we need to focus
Stole
on.
a pick. Obama had a year. He was president for almost a full year. The Constitution is not ambiguous about this. The president gets to pick, and they didn't let that happen.
And
It
they
cannot
want-
stand.
They're the ones who said that 4-4 is okay. And by the way, there are a number of very good decisions that are coming out of the circuit courts,
Which will
holding
stand.
out, striking down Texas's bigoted
Right.
redistricting. If it stays 4-4, that gets upheld.
Yeah.
So I hope that nobody votes to confirm him.
Right.
I think we can hold at 60.
Yeah.
And if they try to pull the nuclear option, I think they're going to have a real problem
Let
on
them
their
deal
hands.
with that on their own. If they
But
have
you
to.
started that, right?
Yeah, fortunately.
And they said...
I'm sorry, but Harry Reid already nuked the filibuster in the last... For a whole... Not the Supreme Court. but
Precisely.
For a
And
whole
I'm glad
bunch
he
of-
And there's
whole
a
bunch of
reason for
others.
that. They said no Supreme
He
Court.
was- by the way,
That's a
he was
whole
very- it
different
was very
thing.
important that Harry
And we
did that.
agree.
We
Saying
got a
you're
much
on
better
weak
set of judges.
grounds
But just to
when you've
show-
already conceded this.
Just to show what a different world
Maybe you
we're
want to
living
give them
in.
every single argument. I'm struck by that. Harry Reid did a great thing by breaking the filibuster because you had a very right-wing court, for instance, in Washington, D.C., overturning all kinds of regulations. One of the best things Harry did was to break that filibuster, so we got a fair balance on the court.
But
Have
we
you
are-
ever criticized the Democratic Party or
Of
the
course,
Democrat?
yeah. I just said earlier, if you were listening, that Obama screwed up with the rollout. I said that the big problem in the health care...
You're wrong on that, actually. The rollout, I mean, technically speaking, that was an incredibly hard thing.
Now you want to change the subject.
most
You
of
asked me
these
if I
ro-
ever criticized them, and I criticized
Guys,
them
where was this
and
hatred
blamed
when
them,
we were on
and
TV?
I blamed them-
Why save it for the end?
Because you were wrong.
Okay, I just think it's interesting that when we hear the term nuclear option, it's always been something we talked about, and we were talking about the Senate and stuff like that. And now when I hear the term nuclear option, I think of what happened this week. Yes, when Rex Tillerson said, the first strike option is on the table with North Korea. That's a little bit of a different thing. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend.